It's time for Peptide Talk, featuring Garrett Pope. Now, here is your host, Joe Zapata.
Up, guys? Joe Zapata here. Another week of Peptide Talk, and we got a great show for you. We're going to talk a little bit about Tren. We're going to have an inspirational story about a man named Josh Fitzgerald, who Garrett's going to get into, and we got other things to talk about. So, how you doing, Garrett?
What's up?
What is going on, man? And again, before you guys, I'd like you guys to go to equipfoods.com, go to and use promo code JerseyJZ, and get 15% off your order. They got all kinds of protein, the creatine, everything you need to get big and strong like Garrett. So again, go to equipfoods.com and order your protein. Use promo code JerseyJZ and get 15% off of your order. All right, Garrett. So why don't we first get the drug out of the way, the big drug, Tren. All right. Tren is one of these drugs that's extremely dangerous, in my opinion. A lot of young kids use it. I don't know why. Look, it does work phenomenal. But Garrett, I mean, I myself had tried it, and I do remember I had to go to the hospital with problems with my blood pressure. Garrett, tell me about Tren. What do you tell me about it?
Probably the most toxic thing for your body that you can take performance-wise.
Okay.
It's when people tell me, "Oh, I've got some Tren, I want to use that. I don't want to just waste it." I tell them throw it away. Don't even use it. I don't recommend it to anybody. Anybody that tells me they want to use Tren, I tell them don't. I mean, listen. What does it work? Of course it does. I mean, there's nothing that you're on that will. They what was the old adage? They used to call Tren liquid gold. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Was the color of it, and because of what it does. Oh,
Yep.
it could absolutely change your physique, but
Yes.
it also will mess with your mind. It will mess with your hormone levels. It will mess with your blood levels. It's just too dangerous to bother with. It's not, especially as people get older. If you're going to use it, I mean, you look at those kids, the Tren twins, and if you just saw one of them, I forget which one, he just came out and he said, I'm done. He said, I'm done with this. I'm done using the heavy amounts. I'm done using Tren. It's not worth the long, term problems. Tren, no good. I had a client about a year ago telling me I want to do this, and this. I said, okay, and then he turns to me, he goes, and I got Tren. He goes, I've got it left over from like a year ago that I never used it. I want to incorporate that. And I said, no, don't. I won't. Do the program with that in it. I said, no. Why? But why? I said, and he at the time I think was like 45 years old. And said, you're 45 years old. Mm-hmm. You're gonna wreck your body with it. There's no purpose with it. There's no your blood levels, your blood work. You're gonna screw yourself all up. I used Tren when I was younger. I've used it. Oh yeah, I mean it sends your strength through the roof. You look just like, I mean, you literally look. I mean, it's absurd. Okay, but at the same time, you're on edge like at all times. When I say on edge, just crankier than normal. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Just very moody, very moody, very just irritable. I mean, but in stupid thing, it doesn't have to be anything like big to irritate you. You know what I mean? It just messes with your weird dreams. I just tell people Tren is garbage. I hear people say back to me, but it works. Well, yeah, it works. But are we talking about what works here, or are we talking about the safest way possible?
Yeah. 100%.
And what we usually talk about is the safest way possible. Yes. And that's what I usually try to always advise people also. So when people tell me, Tren, like, I have some people, sometimes I had somebody recently turn to me and go, what would you recommend? I want to take about 10 pounds of fat off, and I want to put on some muscle. What would you recommend? I want to change my weight from this to this and look jacked. And I went through a couple things, obviously training, but I went through a couple things. And then the next thing he says to me is, well, I got some super tests, and I got some super draw, and I got some anadrol, and I got some blah, 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 blah. And he's telling me all the stuff that he has already, that it'd be a shame if I just waste this. And I go, well, what are we talking for then? What are we even having this conversation for? You know what you want to use. All those items that you just brought up to me, I didn't recommend any of them. There's not one of those items I recommended. So why are we talking? And people do that with Tren with me a lot too. But I want to use Tren. Then why are we talking?
Yep, 100%. And I remember Tren is, like I said, it's like yellow, bright yellow. It's like really liquid gold, like you said, they call it. It's a very weird color. And also, people don't realize, and I've got it from it too, you get this Tren cough. Now, I don't know what that is from.
I never got that.
Really? I've gotten that numerous times, the Tren cough.
And it's funny you say that because about 95% of the people say they get that. More people get it than no, but that's the one thing when I used it, I never got that as a side effect. I never got the cough. And almost everybody says it. And that's the one, I never got that. Now, what I would get was horrendous, would be night sweats. I would wake up literally like drenched, but never got the cough. Never got the cough. But I hear it's bad. I hear it sucks.
Yeah, it's almost like and it happens as soon as you inject. It happens like that you start having a breathing. You can't breathe. Then it feels like you get a bad cough, and it only lasts, maybe 10 seconds or so, but it comes on like that. As soon as you inject it, it comes on like that. And that can't be good for your body.
No,
that can't be good. Let's face it. Something you put in your body, you start coughing and everything, it can't be good.
That's your body. I would assume rejecting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%, and like I said, I was on edge too with it. I mean, I snap at my kids. It was really tough to be on that kind of stuff. I would not recommend it. And you know what? I don't know why the young kids do it though. It's very popular with the younger kids.
Because it gives instant gratification or instant satisfaction, meaning in the gym. That's one of the few things a kid could take and all of a sudden feel like Superman.
Yep, that's true.
Immediately they feel jacked, they feel stronger, they look different. And that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants that immediate, with everything. Everybody, and nobody wants to put in the work. Everybody wants to just, I want to look like that. Okay, well, or my favorite is when people say to me, well, how long have you been training for? How many days a week do you train? How long would it take me to get to your size? And I turn to them and go, I've been doing this since I've been 14 years old. I've probably been doing this longer than you've been alive. You got a long way to go. You know what I mean? So, but with these kids, they want that instant. They want to go from 138 pounds to 205 in 6 months. Yep. 3 months. I mean, they want that instant, and it's like, no, that's not longevity. You know what I mean? You'll look good for a summer, and then I guarantee you'll be washed out in 2 years.
100%. As we sort of switch gears, we're going to talk about a little transforming of your body and a couple of inspiration story that we have somebody. But first, why don't we look like at this is Big Boy, right?
Yeah.
Big Boy. You look at Big Boy, and I have a picture. I'm pulling it up right now of what he looked like back in the day when he started working out. Now he was big because of that, Big Boy. Now you look at him.
He was a power lifter. He was very heavy lifts, all that. That's what he was into. He wasn't a bodybuilder. He was a power lifter. You know what I mean?
Power lifter. Okay. So you look at that, and then you look at what he looks like today. And I'm going to pull that up right now, what he looks like today. And this image, I mean, looks great, obviously, but obviously that's enhanced.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, you could tell he looks a lot younger there.
Yes, he does.
This makes him look so much younger if you look at his face. No, I understand his facial hair is different also, but he looks younger because he got healthier. He looks better. Now, of course, he's enhanced, but he was enhanced before also. That picture of him before, he was also enhanced. The only difference is now there's some Reddit involved in that. There's obviously he's watching what he eats. He's he's following a much more stricter regimen as far as what he eats. He looks completely different. He looks so much better, But what I laugh about is he went around. I don't know if you know, he went around for years at the different bodybuilding shows and the fitness events, and he would troll bodybuilders.
Yeah, I saw that.
He would do it all the time, and he would sit there and he would, well, you're not that strong. Put your lifts against my lift. You don't, you say you do this, but you don't show up. And now in reality, it looks like he wanted to look like the bodybuilder all along.
Yep, so, 100%. And also, we have a picture of you know, a lot of people are changing with, you know, with the Ozempic and retatrutide. Rhea Ripley has been recently in the news, and she also looks like she's been going on some sort of transformation. I have a picture of her here.
That's
What do you think
WWE superstar Rhea Ripley, for anybody
Yeah.
that doesn't know who that is. And her before picture, she was very, very muscular.
Yes, very muscular.
Very muscular. Okay. She looks more like Megan Fox now than she does
Yes.
her former self.
Mhm.
You know, it's amazing. Now, if you look at her face, that is classic GLP-1 face.
Yes, the cheeks are starting to get drawn in.
Very much. And her face is elongating. Okay.
Yes, it is.
And
Mhm.
if you look at her shoulder girdle, okay, it's actually shrunken. Okay, compared to, I mean, she was very wide before. Okay, she had
Yeah,
a very
she was.
wide shoulder base.
Wide
Her
shoulders. Yep.
shoulder girdle has sunken. Look at her arms. Look at her around her neck, even. She's now. Am I saying she looks bad there? Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is, what she looked like compared to now, it's a different person.
Mhm.
I mean, it doesn't even look like the same person now. And
Yep.
that, you know, she said recently it's because of, first she said she has an eating disorder. Then she came out and said, oh, it's mental health. Well, anytime somebody makes more than one excuse for why they're losing weight, they're hiding something. And that's my opinion.
That's
Okay.
Mhm.
And the same thing with like putting on size. When, you know, somebody gets jacked out of nowhere and you turn around and go, whoa, what have you been doing? A lot of creatine. And the next time you see them, I've been eating 8 times a day and I've been taking in tons of protein and blah, blah, blah. Next time you see them, weight gainer. Oh, okay, yeah, right. All right. Enough already. You know, it's one excuse after another. She first said it was an eating disorder. Then she said it's mental health. Listen, she might have mental health. You know, I'm not saying that, but that's GLP-1 face all day long.
Yep.
It's just, it's a marker. You can see it. I can spot them a mile away. It's that classic bird face I talk about.
Yep.
And she's got it now. And she looks like a different person. And I wonder how that's going to affect her WWE career, because she didn't get to where she was based off of, she wasn't a diva. She was a WWE wrestler. She was a China type. You know what I'm saying? And now it looks like she wants to become a diva. And the thing that you have to take into consideration is, I wonder if she's going to be more injury prone now with a lot less muscle on her body.
Yep, 100%. Now, you also look at another superstar, CM Punk, who, if you've seen him recently too, there's been a big change on him. I don't have his picture, but he looks like he's been also doing something.
He's gotten jacked. I'm going to be honest with you. I heard 2 things here. Number one, he's on TRT, which would make sense.
Okay.
Because remember, he does that whole straight edge thing.
He's
never
very straight.
smoked,
Doesn't like
never
any drugs or
drank.
anything. Yes.
Exactly. And the reason why, in case you don't know the way he came up, his father was a raging alcoholic. Okay. So he rebelled against alcohol, drugs, everything, because what he saw growing up. So he lives that straight edge lifestyle. He's on TRT now. And the other thing that I heard that's interesting, in case you don't know, he was a total vegan, like Colin Kaepernick was. Okay. And I heard now that he's got a nutritionist and he's working with a bodybuilding coach. Okay. That he has given up the veganism and he's introduced meat and fish and chicken into his diet. And I'm going to be honest with you. He could have made that entire change through TRT and introducing meats into his diet, because he doesn't look overly jacked, but compared to what he looked like, which was he always had a very stringy look, in my opinion, you know? And now all of a sudden you look at him and it's like, wow. And he looks solid. That could be achieved just through the TRT and the introducing of chicken and fish and meat and all that, you know?
Do you like the vegan diet, or are you opposed to it?
I'm opposed to it.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of it at
Not a
all.
fan. Okay.
Not at all. Here's what I'll say out there. It's impossible. It is impossible to hold real size and real mass, or put on real size and real mass with a vegan diet. You just don't have enough sources to get real protein in. And that's, listen, I'm going to stand by that. I've always said that. And if you look at the people that eat vegan, Colin Kaepernick, look what Kaepernick went from first playing in the NFL, then when he got with that girl and he adopted veganism, and now what he looks like. I mean, it's sickly. It's sickly. Anytime somebody says they're a vegan, okay, do you remember who was a vegan? Lewis. Remember Lewis from Rosie's?
Yes. Yes, sure. I talked to Lewis. Yes.
He was a vegan. I don't know if he's still is. I mean, that was 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a vegan, and if you remember, he actually had a very, very big frame. He was a tall guy. He was a big guy, but he didn't have any real mass on his body either. If you remember, he was very tall and lanky, and for the frame that he had, wider shoulders and everything, he should have been a lot bigger.
Yeah, 100%. And I agree with you because all the bodybuilders I talked to, Greg Valentino, all of them, they agree. They don't think vegan's the way to go. They said no, because your body cannot
not at
grow.
all. I'm totally against it. Not a fan of it whatsoever. Not a fan of it whatsoever.
All right. So now we're going to talk about a little inspirational story. Somebody that you personally, a client of yours. Okay. His name is Josh Fitzgerald. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So tell me about this kid. Tell me his story a little bit. I got some pictures to back up what you're talking about. So tell me about him.
Absolutely. So before you put the pictures up, let me give you a little background on Josh.
Okay.
So you go back to when Josh was 11 years old. Okay. And his mom brought him to me for me to train him. Okay. I started working with him when he was 11 years old.
11 years old. So do you think kids that young could start lifting weights?
Well, I didn't have him lifting weights then because he was doing it for soccer.
Okay.
His mom wanted him to build up strength for soccer, coordinations. So we were doing specific speed and agility, body weight things like push-ups, calisthenics. I wasn't having him hitting the weights at 11 years old. Okay. That we didn't do. He was too young for that. So no, that I believe. Listen, I'm a little biased here. I started at 14 years old. That is my minimum age I start anybody at with real weights, 14 years old.
Makes sense.
And that's what I do. And that's what I stick with. Okay. And that's what I've always practiced. But so she would bring him to me and we would do all kinds of drills for soccer. We would do a lot of sprinting outside, a lot of agility drills, stuff like that. Now a little background on Josh. So Josh lost his father when he was 7 years old. That's tough. Okay. So, he grew up, he had his mom, he had his sister. Okay. He had his aunt, so he was around a very feminine household, okay? And she brought him to me, and it kind of injected a little, there was a man around as far as we would talk sports all the time, okay? He's originally from up north, so he's a Giants fan, okay? I'm a lifelong Patriots fan, so we would talk football all the time, and, we would talk different. So it was also an outlet for him, multiple times a week. Okay. So he lost his dad when he was 7. I trained him up until he left middle school and he went to high school at Cardinal Mooney down here. Okay. He went to Sarasota Christian, then he went to Cardinal Mooney. And then we lost touch for a while. Okay. And he went to high school. And Josh looked me up. He found me a couple of years ago now. I'm going to say probably about 2 years ago now. Okay. He found me once again. Apparently he reached out to me about 5 years ago. And when I think back on it, I did get a message from somebody and I didn't realize at the time it was him. Because he had said to me and I didn't realize at the time. And when I thought back on it and I went, oh my God. That was him that left me. I mean, so much so, I didn't remember when he messaged me on Instagram and found me again. And I had him come in 2 years ago to meet. I thought I was meeting a new client. He didn't tell me, hey, this is Josh. I didn't put two and two together. And he pulled up and he got out and I was waiting by the door for him. And as soon as he got out, my jaw dropped and I went, holy shit, Josh. And he goes, you didn't remember it was me? I go, no, and immediately, as soon as I saw him, it struck. So anyway, let's fast forward here. So he lost his dad when he was 7 years old. When he was 18, he was a high school senior. He was playing football and he was practicing one day and he just went down in a heap and he thought he tore his ACL. So the first thing he thought, and that was the end of his football. Okay. He thought he tore his ACL. He got it checked out. They did x-rays, they did MRIs, nothing. Okay. Nope. It wasn't a tear. Don't know what it was. He was having pain in the leg ever since then, from that point. January 2021, when he was 19 years old, his mother passes away from cancer.
Oh my goodness.
So he lost his dad when he was 7. He lost his mom when he was 19. That's pretty young. You know what I mean? That's to lose both your parents by 19 years old. That's pretty rough. Okay. So he loses his mom. His mom used to drive him to me all the time. So I knew his mom also, because his mom used to all the time drive him to me. A lot of times she would wait out in the car while I was training him, and then I would bring him out, and she would have her dogs in the car, and I would say hi to the dogs and everything. So good people. You know what I mean? Very good people. So his mom died in January of 2019. The end of January, I think. In August of 2019, Josh is diagnosed with bone cancer.
Jesus Christ.
19 years old. So think about this.
How is that possible?
His dad dies at 7. His mom dies at 19. And literally 7-8 months later, he's diagnosed with bone cancer. Now, he was going to Florida Gulf Coast University at the time. So he was in college. He was going to Florida Gulf Coast. He had a girlfriend down there, okay, at Gulf Coast, all this. He comes back up here to this area, okay, to have surgery and this and that. They have to perform a surgery that they basically, to cut the tumor out, they cut from underneath his glute, the top of his hamstring, all the way down to his calf to remove this tumor on his leg.
Wow.
Okay. They have to remove parts of muscle. It's an extensive surgery. It's not just that they went in and, pulled out like a golf ball size tumor. You know what I mean? It was an extensive surgery. Still to this day, he has permanent nerve damage. He has no feeling in his calf, and he has no feeling in the bottom of his foot. So it's lifelong ramifications. Okay. So he has the surgery. His mom's gone at this point. So his aunt is going to help take care of him, okay, to recover from the surgery. He's in a leg brace, okay, from basically his foot all the way to his hip. Okay. He's immobilized. Okay. For 2 months, he can't walk, nothing, bedridden. Okay. So at the same time, when he finally gets clearance from the doctor to, okay, you would start walking and everything again, his girlfriend says to him, hey, come back down to Florida Gulf Coast, come back down to school. I don't know about that. I need help right now. My aunt's around here. That's not the best idea for me. I need help. Just because I can walk doesn't mean you know what I mean? I now need to learn, because of the nerve damage and stuff, I've got to become steady on my legs and everything again. So I know this is just like a kick in the teeth, this part, but then his girlfriend goes and cheats on him. While the guy's recovering from cancer, you know what I'm trying to say? She goes and she cheats on him. He finds out from his girlfriend's roommate. She's the one that tells him. Okay.
Wow, that's a douchebag move.
Yeah, absolutely. The girlfriend, that was a shitty move. You know what I mean? So she cheats on him. So now take all this into perspective. You're bedridden. Your mom died, the same year. You get a cancer diagnosis yourself. Now I can only imagine, listen, your mom passes away from cancer, and the same year you get diagnosed with it, what was going through his head? You got to be sitting there going, oh my God, okay, now I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? It'd be going through the head. So what did he do? He laid in bed and he ate. He ate a lot of crap. Okay, but he also started using marijuana for pain relief. So he started smoking a lot of weed because it was helping the pain. Now, in hindsight, when you look at things, he could have got hooked on pain pills, and he didn't. He chose to smoke weed instead.
That's true.
I think that's actually, in my opinion, better. In my opinion, because now he did get addicted to the weed because of the pain. So he got addicted to it, and he ballooned up. He went from about, I think he said 205 pounds to 285.
Yeah, because the weed makes you eat, and you get the munchies and whatever, you just eat.
Yes, and he's bedridden, and he's just playing, Xbox and just eating and just no activity. So he depressed. You got to be depressed too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be. So his weight blew up. Okay. To 285. And so he was smoking a lot of weed. He kept smoking weed and eating crap and this and that. So he ballooned up to 285. very unhealthy. Okay, very, very unhealthy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you could tell wasn't happy and this and that. Now, if you want to punch up the before pictures, now we'll show
Okay.
you
So I got
the
the pictures
before
right now.
pictures
So
here.
this looks like one of the before pictures right here, I believe.
That's the mid before. If you go to the ones where he has like a real baby face, no facial hair.
Let me see. Is it maybe this one?
Yeah, there you go. So you can see there. Okay, that's 19 years old right there. That's after his surgery and everything. Okay, and there's
Okay.
another picture with the brown counter layer that if you could punch up.
Okay. I don't see
So
this
remember, the
one.
brown counter ones were his 285 pictures. Now he's 5'11". See, there you go. There's a great picture you can see right there. So
Okay.
he's 5'11", so it's not like he's little short. You know what I mean? He's 5'11",
Mm-hmm.
so that's 285 on him. Okay.
Okay.
So that's 285 there, and you can see that's no working out. That's just basically eating a lot of garbage and getting
Correct.
soft. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go and punch up that picture, that first picture you just punched up, the one there. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
that's taken a little bit of weight off, but you can see he's still very big there. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I think that was about, if I'm not mistaken, about 21 years old, I think. Okay.
Okay.
So he ballooned up, like I said, to 285. Okay. And not 285 in like a bulking good way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's 285. I'm 285. That's not my 285. You know what I'm saying?
Now did he start contacting you at this point to try and see if he can work something out? You know,
He did contact me, and that's when I said I
you
didn't
didn't.
realize it was him. I didn't realize
Okay.
it. So
Okay.
he finally got a hold of me through Instagram in late 2024. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
January 2025. I'm sorry, January 2025. Okay.
Okay.
It was like literally January 1st or December 31st,
Okay.
right around there. It was literally there. And that's when he came in and, oh my God, Josh, blah, 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 blah. When we got to talking and all this kind
Mm-hmm.
of stuff. And that picture that you just showed a little while ago there, he was about 250. Okay. So he had gotten out from about 285 to about 250. Now, in the last 12 weeks, now I started training him again and we started doing different things and adding strength and this and that. But he wanted to take the weight off. Okay. So in the last 12 weeks, he went from his starting body weight, okay,
Mm-hmm.
of the original weight was 285. His
Okay.
starting body weight from the last couple of weeks was 247. Monday night, and these pictures were taken Monday night,
Okay.
188.
188. Okay.
Now, if you
Very
want to
good.
flash these pictures up, there you go. Now, everybody saw the pictures a little while ago. This is 188. Okay. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
flash the next one,
Yep.
there you look at the difference. Look at his waist. Look at his stomach. Look at his chest. Look at his shoulder. Huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Huge
Yep.
difference. Now, I want to everybody can see that's obviously, where I post, where I do my own workouts and everything. So if anybody, where was this taken? When was it taken? It was taken Monday night. That's my place. All right.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
Anybody can see on Instagram. That's where I train all the time. So,
Mm-hmm.
So 188 as a Monday night. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to preface it with this. That's no performance enhancers. There's no
Okay.
steroids, whatever the hell you want to call it. The only thing that is 12 weeks of baby microdosing retatrutide
Oh wow.
and
Okay.
working out.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
Now,
it.
has he clamped down on his diet? Hell yeah. He's been eating a lot cleaner. Okay. A
Okay.
lot cleaner. But that right there is retatrutide at baby doses. That's 2.5 milligrams a week for 12 weeks. I never increased him on the dosage ever once.
Okay.
Never jumped him up to 5 to 7.5, like you see people jumping up. I stayed
Mm-hmm.
all 12 weeks, the exact same dosing every single week on him. 12
Mm-hmm.
weeks, 2.5 milligrams a week. With nothing else. There's nothing else in there. No testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
No, the kid. He's 24 years old. He just turned 24 a week ago. Okay.
Okay.
So he just turned 24 years old.
Okay.
There's no
Are you going to go to
testosterone.
Are you going to go the testosterone route eventually or no?
Eventually down the road we might.
Okay.
Okay. Depending on his blood work and all that, because I want
Okay.
to get full blood panel and all that. I know he was tested in the past and he does have low testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
But if we did go to testosterone, we'll go to super baby doses.
Yeah,
like
because
microdosing.
he had cancer, right? So that kind of you got to
That
be
also,
careful.
you got to be careful. Exactly.
Correct.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful with a lot of things. That's why with a lot of performance enhancers, I wouldn't even touch it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
he's somebody who I would never, ever, ever even contemplate. Like if he ever said to me, "Hey, I want to use HGH," nope, don't go near it.
Okay.
Don't go near it. You don't know. You know, with the kid, you have previous cancer. Don't go near it. But for everybody out there, I don't have any time. I have 2 kids. I don't have any time. I work 9 to 5, sometimes until 6. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Oh God, my girlfriend broke up with me. I'm depressed. Oh, my husband cheated on me. I'm depressed. Oh, my. With all due honesty, look what this kid went through.
Mm-hmm.
Look what this kid went through. This isn't a story. I wasn't posting a picture of somebody who's mega jacked right now. Now we're going to listen. This is part 1 of the transformation story. So you know, we got to take the weight off. What he said to me. Now I already knew what I was going to do, but what he said to me Monday night was, "Are we going to have a continuation of this transformation story? Because next I want to put good muscle on."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I
That's
said,
good.
"That's the attitude I want. That is the perfect attitude." He's not done. And he doesn't have the attitude that he's done. He has the attitude that we ain't done. We got more work to do. This isn't the finished product. We took the weight off. Now his goal is let's get to 198, but we're going to add muscle. We're going to look good. That's what I want. That's the mentality. So for all these fat, lazy slobs out there that have an excuse makers, and that's what they are, why they can't work out. When you're hanging out at the bar, when you're going out to the concerts, when you have time for everything else, but the only thing you don't have time for is working out. If he can do it, your fat ass can do it too. But it's about being motivated. And these people out there that make these, or my other favorite one is, I don't have the money. Oh, you don't have the money, but you had the money to go here and go there and go on vacation. And go. It's about what you want, okay? Yeah. It really is. And when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, do you want to be a fat piece of shit or do you want to go on vacation? Choose the one, because if you have money for only one, choose wisely.
Okay. I want to ask you, how's he with does he still do the weed for the pain to manage the pain? How's that come? No?
He gave up weed completely.
Oh, he did. Okay.
When I say completely, done.
Wow.
He understood the process. He understood it. No weed whatsoever. He's done. Okay. He doesn't smoke weed. He does nothing.
Okay. Now,
so I'm glad. I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot to add that in there. And completely done.
Okay. And I can tell you, because I know my son is whatever, 20 something. You got to think about his mindset from where he is at that age is pretty impressive, because most people would just give up right there for a while, but how's his attitude? Positive?
Oh, it's phenomenal. He's like I said, I've known him since 11 years old. I don't like people. I really don't. I mean, I say that, and it's the honest truth. I don't like people. I really don't. Yeah, no. I have to have a reason to like somebody. Do you know what I'm saying? Yep. You have to give me a reason to like you. I've always liked him. He's always been somebody that I say, well, that's a good kid. That's a good person. Okay. He's got a good heart. He's a good person. He's got a good head on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Not that this has anything to do with anything, but starting in August, he works full time for his family business. Okay. That his stepbrother and his sister, and they all work together, and his aunt. Starting in August, he's going back to school full time.
Okay.
Okay. Locally around here. Okay. So it's not that, but locally around here, but he's going back to school full time. So this kid's got a good head on his shoulders. It's not that he's not somebody with a good head. He's a smart kid. He's a good kid. Okay. There's not many people that I like being around. Okay. I look forward to when he comes in. Okay. There's a difference. I look forward. I get happy when I train him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So it's, and listen, as well as I do, after a while, people, for most part, a lot of people out there, they're just garbage. They give you reasons not to like them. You know what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. This kid, he's a good kid. And what he's gone through, and now how he's changing, man, You know what? That's why I said, like, when he said to me the other night, like, he took the words out of my mouth before I even had a chance to say, we're not done yet, right? This is only the first part. Can we do down the road a second transformation? And I go, yeah, yeah. Like I'm sitting there literally getting excited as he's telling me this. You know, I'm going, that's my plan. You know, like, I think that's awesome.
How many times do you see him during the week? Do you see him once a week or twice a week? What do you see?
All depends on how often. Sometimes he gets to me once a week. Sometimes he gets to me twice a week. He's going to start coming more once he starts going back to school, because he's going to be getting out every day at like 3:30.
Okay.
So like he comes to me now like at 6 o'clock at night. So it all depends on his schedule. He's always once a week, no matter what. You know what I mean? But when he's not with me, he works out at a public gym. Also, he works out.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Yes. So it's not like, oh, he comes to me once a week and that's it. He works out on his own. He's in the gym all the time. He puts in the work. Okay. It's not that he's not putting the work in. He puts his work in. When he's not with me, he works out, I think, at like 6 a.m. in the morning.
Wow, that's really impressive. It's good.
Yeah. So this kid, and he just turned 24. Okay. Literally, it was last week, a week ago, turned 24. You know, you look at a lot of people and there's transformation stories sometimes. And I say, this is a transformation, but an inspiration. Okay. And you look at people sometimes and you say, okay, well, what happened? And I don't know. I got married and I just started eating a lot of food and I had 2 kids and I got lazy and I just put on 80 pounds. So you didn't have any trauma in your life. You didn't have anything go wrong in your life. You didn't have any obstacles in your life. You just got lazy. Okay. There's a different story. This kid didn't just get lazy. This kid had obstacle after obstacle, trauma after trauma. Okay. And, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. About a month and a half ago or somewhere around there, he was in with me one night, and I forget how this happened out of nowhere. And he goes, you remember my mom, right? And I go, of course, you know. And he goes, and he punches a picture up of when she was going through her chemo and her radiation and everything. And she had the do-rag on her head, and you can see the eyebrows were gone. And listen, there's a certain look. And I got goosebumps because it looked exactly, it was the same look that my mom had when she was going through the chemo and the radiation and all that. And I remember looking, I said to him, I go, damn, man, I got goosebumps. I go, looks exactly like my mom. He goes, yeah, I know. He goes, it's the same look. Everybody has that. I go, yeah. And it's the same look. It's an undeniable look when somebody's going through that. Okay. Yep. The chemo, the radiation, all that. And this is somebody who, like I say, okay, I root for this kid. You know what I mean? I want to see him do good. I want to see him do better. Okay. This kid, I've known him since 11 years old. This is a good kid, you know?
Is he cancer free now? Is he getting the test?
He is.
Okay. That's good.
Yes, he is. Yep. Yeah. That's more of the story. Yep. Yep. He's cancer free. He's doing great. And now he's focusing on him, you know, which he should be. You know what I mean? I mean, he should be, and he is, and he's doing a good job, and he's going to continue to do a good job. You know, because now we take it to the next level. Yeah,
and so like in 5 years from now, when we're going to obviously continue the story about Josh and come back and revisit it as we go. But where's your end game with him? What do you want to see him do?
He has a picture in his mind of what he wants to look like that he has shared with me. Okay. And the best way to describe this is like a fitness beach body.
Okay.
Abs, lean, sculpted, not massively. You know, if I had to take a guess, 202 to 205 pounds solid. Okay. Just throw it out there. You know what I mean? About 202, 205 solid. Okay. So that's why I say, okay, now the next thing is we're going to put a little weight on, but we put muscle on, not just weight. Okay. So he's shown me already what his plan is, and it's definitely achievable. Now, as we know, that done the right way, putting the muscle on will take more time.
Yes.
Taking the weight off in mind. See, everybody says, I hear people a lot of times say, well, taking weight off is so hard. I don't think so. Taking weight off is easier. Building real quality muscle is a science. It has to be done just right.
Yep.
Otherwise, everybody would be walking around like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's more of a science. To take the weight off, hey, that's easy. We took the weight off. Okay, we dropped that weight, 12 weeks, boom, it's gone. Now we have to start the careful, slow process of building muscle.
Yep. Greg used to always say it's like working on a statue. You take a little bit off here, you take a little bit off there. You start to develop one day at a time, and you start to look at okay, we got to work on this, got to work on that. And you just slowly get that pace going.
Yep.
That's what it comes down to.
Yep. And that's what it is, and that's the thing too. And that's why I like, to be honest with you, I like working with what I call normal people more than I do bodybuilders.
Oh, of course. I bet
I've never particularly liked training bodybuilders. And it's weird because people will say, well, hold on, that's what you are, where you came from, what you do. Well, that makes no sense. No, it does make sense.
It does. I know that world too, so I know exactly what you're going to say.
Yes. So you know where I'm going.
Yep.
And I like working with the normal people, the regular people, the people that are just looking for regular gold. Not they don't want to get on stage. Because in my opinion, nowadays, anybody gets on stage.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. Everybody, oh, well, what's your goal? Oh, I want to compete. And, you look at them and you're like, why? Like, you don't look anything like that. You should be happy just to get to where you're going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to, you're not competition level. You know what I mean? You're
100%.
just not. And all these people want to step on stage. I want to bring my best game, my best package. That's what everybody's. I'm going to bring my best package to the stage.
Yep.
Bro,
100%.
how about you bring your best package to life first? Okay.
Yep.
They get too caught up with the. There's these words everybody likes to use. Best package. I brought home hardware. All these little click words, and to me, number one, it makes you look like a fucking bodybuilding mark. Okay, it really does. It really, when these people use these terms, it makes you look like a bodybuilding mark. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And number two, everybody wanting to step on stage. Okay, I know what I'm about to say is going to be very controversial here, but with all due honesty, and I've always said this, nobody is a harder judge of myself than me. Nobody. I every day look at myself in the mirror and find a flaw that I could build on. People will say, "Oh my God, you're this or you're that. Your quads are jacked." Okay, but I don't like this on me. I need to build this more. I need to work on this more. I need to bring this out more. I need to. So my opinion is, you've got judges up there judging you. Okay, how do you know what their particular look is that they like? Everyone's got a different look. And I know there's a standard, but everybody's got a different thing that they will go for, that they will judge on. I know what I want, and that's where I'm the toughest judge on myself than anybody else. And I say to people all the time, to stand before those judges and let them critique you. Who the hell are they? Do you see what
a matter of opinion
look like?
It's a matter of opinion. That's what it is. Crazy. Garrett, does Josh have an Instagram or anything that we can give him a shout out or something? Do you know?
I don't think. His socials and stuff, I don't know, because it's just, I know him. Like, we deal everything through text messaging and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? We do everything like one-on-one and through. So his socials, I can't even tell you.
Okay. Well, hopefully, because I would like to tag him in the video as we do the more progressive. But where can they find you, Garrett, and do some,
Pope Training at Instagram, all one word, Pope Training. For whatever it is, diet, training, peptides, you name it. I just, reach out to me. I don't know what else to say.
All right, guys. Like and subscribe. We'll see you guys later. All right. See you guys, Garrett, next week. You got it, bro.
Next week.
You got it, bro.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z pumping iron. Body built.